Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. We got a little itty bitty beer time. New brewery time. Well, not that new. I've done a couple of their reviews, but newish as far as their existence. Be Oakflower Brewing. This is in collaboration with Patio Brewing. I've never had anything from before. This is their lounge. Yeah, it's a pub ale. We're talking about 5.5% pub ale. It was canned 8.10. And that's all you get. No pomp, no circumstance when it comes to Oakflower. Label, got a little doll on a lounge chair. I'm game. Oakflower Brewing. Weirdly in like not far away, but not close, and kind of in like a weird, hard to get to, kind of. Like they're not just right off the road or whatever, but I do make myself there from time to time. But I will say this, I've been able to get some of their stuff off the shelf lately at a local bottle shop of mine, which is quite nice. So, label-wise, I like their labels. I'm not going to sit here and say, like, otherworldly kind of stuff, but I'm getting down with it. I like the super to-the-point stuff, not being all wordy and whatnot. Pub ale. What are we expecting here? Shilling ale. We're talking even ESBs. We're talking just straight up, just like English style, just malt, a little bit of English hops maybe. Nice soft sweetness, drinkability, chuggability, soft mouthfeel, hopefully. Yeah, and it definitely looks the part. It has that nice kind of penny-like kind of color to it, with that just off-white, khaki-colored head on it. Nice creamy frothiness. Let's get a nose. Yeah, there's a rich caramel malt here. Comes off way bigger than the ABV would lead you to believe, especially at 5.4%. It comes off, or 5.5, I believe. Is it 5.4? 5.5. 5.5. It comes off as a much bigger beer. Rich caramels, like a brown bready kind of caramel, with a little bit of tannic tea-like kind of qualities to it, done and done. It actually comes off as a really rich beer, something as a mystery beer, not knowing what I was drinking, I'd be like, I think this is like pushing 7, 6.5, something like that. So it has a nice rich nose on it, comes off delectable. Let's see what we got. Cheers, y'all. Oh, that is very tasty. That's really good. Honestly, it comes off much bigger in the taste than that 5.5% leads you to believe. Again, drinks more like a 6+ pushing 7% beer, but you get that rich, delicious, almost dessert level kind of maltiness on it. It's not overly sweet, but it's sweet, especially for its ABV and its style. But it's not getting too out there. It's not like, it's not akin or in line perfectly with like what you'd expect kind of just pub ale to be with like BJCP guidelines. There's a bit more boisterousness to it, a bit more volumetric. Definitely an Americanized take on a pub ale in a very, very tasty way. So you get this really nice mouthfeel to it, really soft, not like cask level kind of hand pull kind of soft, but it wants to be that. And then you get this combination of this nice kind of malt character with this very nice kind of bittering characteristic. Again, definitely old school, Ken Golding, Fuggly, that kind of thing going on there. Nothing too crazy. Tea-like tannic hoppiness with this really nice kind of like, you're making a brown bread and you want a little bit of caramel in there, but you just put a little bit more than you usually do, and it kind of comes off like dessert adjacent, but not necessarily desserty. That's how it's kind of coming off here, and I dig it. I dig it. I love me English ales. It's one of my favorite styles, and I really do like them to tilt towards the traditional. When they're hyper traditional, it's kind of usually what really floats my boat. But I really do like when breweries kind of take it and put their own kind of thumbprint on it, fingerprint on it, and I think that's what Patio and Oakflower did here. It just kind of dialing things up a bit. It's not like a challenge thing. It's not like over the top down to 11. But instead of being a Swedish beer with a bit of that kind of tannic tea-like hoppiness, it really does get a little bit more boisterous, like I said previously, and just brings this really nice kind of caramel brown bready thing in combination with that kind of old school hoppy English style hops kind of bittering on the other end of things, balancing stuff out. I will tell you what though, on hand pull, I think this would be absolutely perfect because The one thing that hand pulled does, well, it does a bunch of different things, but two things. One, it gives you that mouthfeel that you love, but it also kind of dials back, makes things a little bit softer. So your bitter is going to come off a little bit less aggressive. Your sweet's going to come off a little bit less aggressive. So I think this on hand pull, even though I really dig it out of a can like this, I think will show as something still sweet and still with that little bit of fluttering bittering without just the volume just shaved off a little bit with this epic kind of mouthfeel. Man, if they had this on cask or something like that, I would love to try it because I think it would really, really shine on something like that. Even though it shines in a can the way it does now, I dig it quite a bit. So there you go. Oakflower. That's what I'm talking about, son. You know, went there in their opening. It was fun, super busy, but a lot of really good beers. Went back, I think, twice now. I had a really great time, and every time I go there, I have something that's a little bit different than what I normally have from them. You know, whether it be, black IPA. I think it was it was a porter I had there last time. There's this like weird bug floating around in my wall right now. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, that's why I'm distracted. And every time I go there, I have something a little bit outside of your normal. They do a lot of like grisette and hazies and stuff like that. Just hop forward stuff, a little bit of extra stuff thrown at it. But they always have these little side gigs going on with a fun kind of twist on them, or a little bit of old school twist on them. And this is probably one of my favorite ones yet. So yeah, check them out. Where are they located, actually? I should name drop towns more often on here. Millington, New Jersey. There, like if you're familiar with Ghost Talk, if you're familiar with Twin Elephant, you're talking 20 minutes away from there. That's about what you're looking at. You know, it's not a super far ride. So if you haven't been there yet, check them out. So let's talk about this beer. It's one of the better English style beers that I've had as of late. Yes, Mount Rushmore said it's absolutely. I think it's very tasty, even though it's a little bit more kind of cranked, a little bit more Americanized. Still fits the bill. A very, very tasty beer. Value and availability. It's a bit pricey. 4-pack, 12-ounce cans. I think I paid right around $15. Small little boutique brewery. Not really doing that much canning outside of going to the brewery. I can pick this up on my ride home from work. That exchange of not having to drive all the way out there, kind of worth it. And leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like English ales, if you do like your shilling ales, your pub ales, your ESBs, your best bitters, those kind of things, and you want something that is really well made, zero as far as negativity or flaws or anything like that, but you want a little bit more, just a little bit more, you'll dig this. So there you go. Review in the books. Oakflower. Have you been to the brewery? Have you had their beers? Have you had this particular beer? Patio Brewing. Have you been to that brewery? I've actually never heard of them until I did a collab with these guys. So let me know all that stuff down there. What did you think? Let's have that conversation. So hopefully you all enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of collab goodness right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers, y'all.